Good evening, welcome to the Dugout. It's the day after India's win in Vadodara, which seemed to be a very innocuous kind of a series that was happening, has suddenly opened up a lot of talking points, a lot of news points that are emerging from that particular game, and of course will continue to emerge as we go along in this series. But even though ODI format per se has become or is quite redundant at the moment, because it's not the ODI World Cup year, but every time Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli walk out to bat, I think there is no dearth of news. And similarly, news has also emerged from that last ODI, and also talking points. That is something that we're going to be discussing in the Dugout. One about the news that's emerged from Vadodara about crowds backing one player and cheering for the other to get out, which is also going to be a major talking point considering how fan armies are divided. That's one. And then there is of course the other bit about India, scraped through. They won, but they scraped through to a win. Are we too dependent on Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli? This is the other subject that we are going to discuss, which is the larger matter, and that's going to be the meat of our debate. We'll also try and come up with some stats to make our points and give you a more accurate picture. But let's begin, as we always do, with anything that has caught your eye, anything that...
Just as you mentioned, yesterday's match, of course, that'll be the center of our discussion, but there's also something else that happened besides just the performances that we saw from the Indian team, and that is how the crowd performed. The crowd's performance also made for some conversation on social media. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma again will be the centerpiece of our discussion going forward as well. But yesterday happened a moment which we see often happen in IPL. That question was taken to Virat Kohli as well, where there was one batter who got out. He was walking in. There was loud chants. There was celebratory sort of chants that could be heard. Claps were loud, and people were cheering on the stepping onto the pitch of Virat Kohli, and that is something that's making a lot of conversation as well, because the batter who got out was Rohit Sharma. So that's where people have their own takes. Rohit getting whatever, people happy with Rohit dismissal or too happy with Virat's oncoming to the pitch. That is something that has created a lot of buzz. But can I just say one thing? There is one thing that's getting missed in all of this, and that's the fact that while India were fielding, while India were batting as well, there were enough chants. If there were chants for Virat Kohli, which there were chants for Rohit Sharma as well, which people are forgetting. People are just focused a bit more on that split moment, those few seconds where the batters are crossing each other. People are talking more about that, but all throughout the match, as India were there, whatever that we saw in the build-up to this match as well, the fanfare was there for both of them. That 35,000 strong crowd was largely there for two, and not, I would say, one over the other.
No, but what happened? What happened at that crossing? Was there enough?
Yeah, there was. Again, you've seen that happen with Virat as well. A younger Virat would often see him getting out, but Sachin Tendulkar's then walking in. That also has happened. So he knows how this works.
That's not a fair comparison. No, that is a young Virat,
yeah,
and then that is Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, a fairer comparison would be if Dravid was getting out or Ganguly was getting out, and then a Sachin is walking in, and
But that was also true.
That's also happened.
See, but in the difference here is, so just to put it to our viewers in exact terms. Yesterday when Rohit Sharma got out, the crowds were cheering. Why were they cheering? Because Virat was coming out to bat. So they were not very unhappy with Rohit's dismissal. Majority of the crowd was cheering because Virat is coming. In normal circumstances, I don't think it is a matter to talk about, considering Virat has such huge fan following. I think the issue has become primarily because it's Rohit Sharma who got out. So, let's say in the IPL when Jadeja got out and MS comes, there is a big difference in stature where MS is. And, like I spoke about Rahul Dravid, whose birthday it is. A very happy birthday to Rahul Dravid. Like in Indian cricket at that time, there were other stars like Lakshman, Dravid, Ganguly, but Sachin was Sachin. So even for them, people would cheer. And I think that was a given hierarchy which everyone knew of. I think in today's day and age, we've started taking Roko's name in the same breath. So Roko has been together. I mean, the irony of it all is that it was on a day that both of them were felicitated at the same time on the ground. Though it was quite cheesy.
Albeit humorously.
That bat.
That was very cheesy, that bat and that door opens and they come out. But I mean, not getting into the merits of that function, but the fact that they were felicitated on that day. So everywhere it's Roko. Both are considered legend. That I then find surprising, that crowds would cheer for a Rohit Sharma to get out and then Virat to come in. Because you usually do it with a slightly lesser player.
I don't think the crowds were celebrating the fall of the wicket. The celebration was for the...
Yes.
Yeah, but the optics aren't great.
But it is.
Yeah,
it's
but
the
I
same,
don't
it's the same
expect...
with Jadeja also when he kicked up a storm. It's not that people are celebrating him getting out.
No,
they're celebrating MS's coming out.
Yeah,
it's a connection there.
It is a connection, but I don't expect the crowds to be behaving in unison in the way that, you're so careful that once only the batter who's gotten out has crossed the rope. Then do you start suddenly cheering for the batter who's now come in, who could be a celebrated batter. But I don't expect that over here. It can't.
I think when he got out,
that amount of coordination, that's what I'm
saying. It's not
saying.
about coordination. As soon as Rohit got out, they celebrated.
The cheering was loud as soon as you could see him walking, which is...
See, had it been any other player, it's expected. What is the big surprise? Virat is coming out to bat, no matter who's getting out. Shubman Gill got out. I can understand. People are cheering. Virat is coming out. Yeah. The thing is, it's Rohit Sharma who got out, and I think maybe this is also a point to reinstate that we keep taking their name in the same breath. But when it comes to brand, let's be honest, I think there is still a big difference between the two. I think Virat, in terms of the cricketer of this generation, I think it is quite a similar comparison to what you brought about. I think Ganguly was a big name too, a superstar.
So was Dravid, so was
but Sachin was Sachin, no?
He was a notch above. Several notches above.
I think what the game and that gesture shows you, that while Rohit is a legend, but I think Virat is, if this generation, what Sachin was at.
We should be careful about what we're saying, we might find Vidya Balan tweeting again.
Naughty.
I had to, sorry. I'll never forget that tweet. Legendary
stuff. But that's a fact, by the way. It's not just, I think pushing players on social media is a PR activity that most players are involved in. So let's not pinpoint anyone.
I'm not pinpointing anyone, but that was hilarious.
No, I'm just saying in general, because what has happened
It's the world of algorithms as well.
Also what has happened, each of these players, as soon as you become big, and it's not just one or two, I'm sure in Indian cricket there'll be about good 7-8 players that have their own teams that look after them.
There's a lot of them. Many
image managers. They're image managers. So they push your narrative, push trends, and you can see it. Yeah, for a lot of players, it's happening.
In fact, I'll give you an example. I've heard from fellow journalists, and I'll not name names. I'll leave you all breadcrumbs. You can figure out who it is. I've heard that certain players who a lot of fan bases online say, "I wish he had a PR." Well, they also have PRs. Yeah. Justice Gang, wake up.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest that we being in the industry that we are in are also in touch with her.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those people. That's not to say that we have to abide by what they tell us. We're talking about Vidya Balan. There she is on the screen. Just as we speak, she's going to live 100 years. You took her name and boom, she was. Anyway, so there is that relationship, but each, I think, party knows how much to push each other and where to draw a line. I think that mutual respect is there between image managers and journalists, and I think to each his own. People, but I'm saying in general nowadays you don't even need mainstream media. No, it's like social media that creates trends and people start believing in a lot of things that happens with influencer putting out stuff, but a lot of it is manufactured, a lot of it is paid for. But I think what happened yesterday was far more organic, where people are cheering for, and that's why I said it wouldn't have made any news if it was any other player than Rohit, because I'll tell you why I said this, and that's why it's been spoken of. There's always a clash on social media between the two sets of supporters. Nowadays they've all come together
for a common enemy.
but that would have momentarily, again, they would have forgotten that pact of being together because this happened. And so this will be now this war that See, our guy is even more popular when he comes. Even cheering for your man to be out. I think that will happen.
Yeah, at the heart of it, it's trivial, you know that. Yeah, there's the optics to it, we understand, and yesterday it was just beyond optics. There was...
But there's something which is very important, which is connected to it, not for you and I, but I think, in this day and age of marketing and brand endorsements and all that, this makes a huge difference to the players and their brand value and their marketing, not to you and I. How does it matter? If I can be a fan of Shreyas Iyer, okay, which don't even come remotely close to where Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli are, right?
Not
but
the same strategy.
I could still be their fan and I would say, no, I rate him higher. I'm just saying for the sake of
See, we know that also, just if you pit one against the other, again, it'll be audacious of a fan to expect that there'll be parity when it comes to stature-wise, they're there. But in terms of, these deals, endorsements, etc., brand value, you just need to open the Instagram pages of the two of them, and I think the debate ends right there. If I'm an advertiser, if I'm looking at reaching global crowds, maximum people, and I'm willing to pay that kind of money, then I know who to pick.
Please, do you remember when Kohli did that, he faked out everyone and it turned out to be a thing for his clothes brand? I was mad. Everyone was going nuts. Like, oh, see, he's given a statement. Yeah, he's given a statement for his clothes brand.
That's another debate, which we've got.
But they're top of the pile. You can't change that. I remember, without taking any names, one of the Shark Tank investors who was ousted, he said that, when we had approached these guys, Virat, Rohit operate on a different budget altogether, and they were unaffordable for that particular brand of his. But then at that same budget, they could have gotten the remaining 9 players.
Yeah, that's
exactly, that's how the market forces are.
In fact, I remember in the early days of when cricket popularity started exploding, and I'm talking early 2000s, our generation, when we were kids. You remember, you would have seen on like billboards and all, because those were relevant back then. Sometimes you'd see foreign players. I used to think, wow, you are foreign players advertising. Later I realized these foreign players would be charging a drop in the ocean compared to what the Indians would. So for a lot of brands, they made more sense.
Much cheaper.
The likes of a Brett Lee, I remember, had a lot of Indian endorsements.
So, a lot of times you'll see visiting teams sporting an Indian sponsor on their jersey. But that happens for India tour. Because now to get a logo on an Indian team jersey is 100 times more expensive.
Exactly.
So sign a part-time deal for that India tour, because eyeballs will attract. Those many people will see. Put it on a New Zealand jersey for 1/50th the price.
I remember West Indies series, I think it was the time that you'd visited, and there was an Indian sponsor over there. This is why I'm bringing this up, is because again I think it was one of the series very recently as well, where this similar conversation had picked up on social media as to how a visiting site didn't have a sponsor. Well, this was a very good opportunity to go ahead. There was this one team India were playing recently.
It was West Indies and South Africa, both, neither of whom sponsored.
Yeah, and it felt like an opportunity lost for brands out there. But
brands do come in, and that's one of the major reasons why Indian players are not allowed to play in overseas leagues as well, because then brands can sponsor those teams much easier. So it's very easy then for them to have an Indian player support that brand while he's playing for, let's say, SAT20 or ILT20 current players. And then those same brands will say, why should I pay that much money in the IPL when I can have these players have my logo at a much cheaper price when they go. So that's one of the major reasons why India doesn't allow. Anyway, that's not the topic at hand. Let's dive into our main topic of discussion. By the way, talking about that Virat and Rohit, about that cheering thing, Virat spoke about it, and he said, I think Harsha Bogle asked him, and he said, about crowds cheering for him to come out in a way, happy that the batter who's batting is out. He said, I'm aware of it. Honestly, I don't feel good about it. I've seen the same thing happen with MS as well. It's not a great feeling for the guy walking back. Insert
Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja.
I understand the crowd's excitement. Ooh.
I remember it was Jadeja who, in one of those many instances, said that I bat at 7, the crowd's never happy because they want to see Mahi bhai.
Yeah, but again, as I said, in that case,
there's a clear and obvious disparity.
Here, I don't think it is something like if you are team Rohit Sharma, it's not.
It's like 1 and 1A, right? If you're doing a comparison, it's not like a grade A versus say grade C. No disrespect to Jadeja, love the man.
Yeah.
But this is like, same level, and now you're being told.
Yeah,
or being
I mean,
shown.
if you're Team Rohit Sharma, which I mean by set of fans or
Yeah.
whatever, it's not. It's a bitter pill. It's a bitter pill. And I had this statement would just. add
It
on.
compounds.
I know. I mean, Virat had all the right intentions while saying it, but it just compounds it. Even
Unintentionally, his little brother. Thing.
yeah.
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 It's not nice, but
Yeah.
it's like, guys, don't.
Don't. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's like if you remember there was this whole thing about somebody in that press conference when Virat was captain asked about Rohit Sharma and his position.
Would you really
Are
drop?
you serious?
Yeah.
You're going to drop Rohit Sharma?
Yeah.
And of course it was with the right intention,
Yeah.
but it also was seen as
A
I
thumbs
don't
up.
know, salt in the wounds. Sort of. I mean, you can interpret it in
Multiple ways.
multiple.
I'm not questioning Virat's intentions there, by the way. I think.
I'm not either. I'm just saying sometimes.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah.
Contexts are very key.
It's like you've had an embarrassing fall, and I come, oh Shane, what happened?
Don't laugh. But then it's like, oh
I'm telling you what,
God.
don't laugh at Shane.
Oh
yaar, it's
God, you're just
I know, and
fanning
you're
the
like, I don't want any more attention.
And
Can you
you've
just be
drawn all the attention,
quiet?
dude.
Can you just be quiet and leave me? And don't. And I'm like, no, Shane, what
It's
happened?
okay, man, are you fine?
Don't people.
No, it's bad.
You know what I mean.
And that's what he's done.
Again, my
He's
intention would be
not
genuine,
bad, but
yeah.
again, it's just done exactly what was not meant to be done, and that's what's happened here as well.
Compassion isn't always compassionate.
Okay, let's dive in. And since we are talking about Rohit and Virat, they are at the center of our discussion. And this is a debate that's now raging on social media as well. And I think I saw an even split, many saying that, and this is what has happened in the last few series, whether it was Australia, South Africa, and even now, that your top performers have been Roko. And so the question that's emerged, which is being debated between fans, that without Roko, will your ODI team struggle? By the way, before even what I find quite ironical in all of this is that just a few months ago, and I said, and I spoke about this yesterday, everyone was happy for Rohit and Virat to be shown the door. By everyone, I mean there was a large majority. There were fans as well. Let me be honest. That was BCCI
I think
as well.
the larger population wanted them to stay around.
No, they wanted. I'll give an example. I thought, for example, when they left Test cricket, I didn't see the kind of outrage that I thought I would have seen when both left. I'll be very honest. And can I be honest? Even when for the ODI, I think the way the T20I team was performing, I remember saying that no business of not having Rohit and Virat, but I remember seeing social media as well, a lot of fans, mainstream media as well, and BCCI sources as well, everyone saying, and can I be honest, in hindsight you can say they have proven themselves, and I'm very glad that they have. If they didn't have a great Australia series and you said Tata bye-bye to them, not too many people would have shed a tear. I'm telling you, honestly. Which would have been unfortunate, barring just the hardcore support bases. People by and large wouldn't have.
I think this has nothing to do with the support bases of the respective players. I think everyone who has the interest of the Indian team in mind and heart wanted these two to carry on despite a bad.
You may have, Harshit.
Yeah, because I saw the World Cup, I saw the Champions Trophy. If you tell me that the World Cup happened 2 years back, so don't go that back. Look at the Champions Trophy. Then I'll tell that person.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Because
people have short memories. They mix formats as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm not saying they were right.
Exactly.
That trend had.
That's then again being too fickle, to being too naive. Then if you're falling for everything that gets said, and you're being short-sighted, then if you're willing to take a call on Rohit Virat, forgetting what they've done in the Champions Trophy, forgetting everything that they had done from the World Cup till now, then you are being short-sighted and fickle.
Then short memory is the reality. The talk of them being pushed out didn't come from fans. Fans spoke about it once it became clear via BCCI sources, quote unquote, that Australia may be their last, Tata bye-bye.
A lot of fans were also saying that.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you this, which would have been unfortunate. I repeat, had they not gotten runs in Australia,
that last game.
Yeah, and if if Rohit to got for majority,
he
there would have been a lot of clamour for of not having them, and there would have been a sizable number of fans as well. It would have started. It had already the crowd was split, and I'm glad that they got runs. And if today I'm Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, and I do see a slight change in their body language, they're kind of like a bit detached. They're like, boss, there is no love lost here. I have to score runs only, then I'm here, and that's why they're so focused that okay, let's keep getting runs, because nobody is going out of their way to accommodate them. At least that's the situation that had come. So I'm glad that we've reached a situation where now this debate is there that without them, what will we do? And I think it's all down to that Australia, South Africa, and to an extent what's happened versus New Zealand in the first game.
I'd say probably today's debate is a subset of the larger debate that also somebody like a Ravi Chandran Ashwin had sparked a few days back, that ODI cricket perhaps loses relevance once these two guys are gone. And this is just a subset, I'm saying. Today's topic
I'm not too sure about
is probably a subset.
I think ODI cricket has survived many
I would say it's a flipping around of the debate, because if they didn't get runs in a couple of series, then we'd be asking, does Indian ODI cricket need Rohit and Virat? Now you're asking, are we too reliant on them? So we've gone the other way, which is again pretty much what I will say about in general the way the discourse has gone. I remember a lot of people even on social media were tagging me saying, no, you can look past them.
Right. Yes, that was the general mood.
I have heard this. I myself was watching with
Now it's changed.
But
it was the general.
But again, then people were short-sighted.
I'm not getting into that debate.
You went from trying to push them out to having felicitations.
Exactly. Tried to push them out when there was no need.
No, so I'm good.
When there was no need.
But I'm good they dug their heels in, and I would have liked
them to do that in Test.
In Test match. More so Virat, I think. In Test match cricket, should have, and he loves the format. Anyway, what do you think? Is it too dependent on a Rohit?
Let's run through the numbers first before we can have a say. Numbers often sum up the story beautifully.
No, they tell one side of the story.
Yeah, you can have a different opinion to the numbers.
Always remember Navjot Singh Sidhu.
Yes.
I'm not quoting it on air, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He said it so many times on air. He said it on television.
Good for him.
Stats are like bikinis.
Yes.
Anyway,
so that's the key. If you're looking at just the numbers tell you that the top 5, dare I say top 6 if you include your all-rounder, your Hardiks, or whether it be an Akshat, Jadeja, whoever, the numbers are perfectly fine. Just look at these 5 batters. You have 5 pure batters. And Gill's averaging in ODI wins for the past 3 years now, since we're taking that sample size. Gill's averaging 68. Virat is averaging a monstrous 83. But even if you remove that 83, 68, 57 of Iyer, 76 of KL Rahul. Numbers tell you that no, you have a perfectly robust ODI team. The numbers tell you that.
So these numbers, just so that everyone knows, these are numbers only in India's wins. So every time India has won since 1st of January 2023, what's been the contribution of these 5 gentlemen? We're taking a look at that. So their contribution in India's win. So they pretty much played roughly around the same number of games.
All of them.
Since first, exactly the same amount of games.
Iyer would have had the same number perhaps if he hadn't had that injury.
But even he's around. I'm saying it would have been a big difference had someone played 13 and the other played 40. Whatever. Would have been. So good to note that the number of games that they played is same. So they've contributed. And then you can actually look at their numbers. So Shane feels we have a robust system, and these numbers are.
I think the numbers tell you that. I don't agree with that.
What do you feel about it?
No, I think you're batting right now. At times, if you don't have a couple of them perform, your batting looks shaky.
The couple of them we're talking about are Rohit and Virat.
Correct.
So early dismissals for them, and you think we don't have a good team?
You saw it in Australia. Rohit may have gotten a start, but Virat in 2 matches didn't perform. And you look how poor your batting looked as a result. You need them to get good runs, and everyone else can revolve around them. But I do think that everyone else has a support system, and that's not to say that they'll play supporting roles. There'll be days when a KL might get you big runs. We know in this Gill's numbers, the 68 would include that 200 he scored against New Zealand 3 years
Does
back.
include.
Yes, I was in Indore, if memory serves me, right? The 200 he got. So it's not like they can't do it. I'm just saying the frightening consistency of a Virat and Rohit are needed in this team. You need it badly.
My take is not exactly the same. It's not too far away from what you say as well. Well, again, in no side can you say that, Virat, Rohit are not going to be the fulcrum, or they're not going to be important. They're very important to this team. If you were to put them in another team, they'd be equally important. But do I see India struggle really bad? They could struggle. Yesterday also was a bit of a struggle towards the end, but Virat had done his job. I still feel, again, the others, you look at those numbers, just so strong enough. Look at a Gill, look at a KL, look at a Iyer, who was your standout player in the ICC Champions Trophy, which happened only a year back. I think India have a very strong ODI unit. Very, very strong ODI. Of course, Virat, Rohit, in any team, as I said, will obviously make for the headlines, will be very, very crucial. But and are they just suddenly both going to not be there or anything like that? No, right now it's that's how any team works. But a cricket team or a football team, every team has a couple of standout players. And for this team, it's Rohit, Virat. But are the others struggling way too much? When I look at those averages, numbers, performances, everything, like a marquee tournament like the Champions Trophy, where a year outperformed the other two, or was very, very close in the 2023 World Cup. I think overall, yes, Virat, Rohit are pivotal players, but the others also are doing their job very well.
First thing, by the way, that I noticed from these numbers, for me, the MVP at the moment is a KL Rahul. MVP. Why I say that? Of course, first look, Virat's numbers are phenomenal. But remember, he's batting at 3 most of the time during this phase. KL's had to bat 5 or 6.
Exactly.
That's right. In
5
fact,
and 6 to average a 76. Those are
last
good,
1 year since
numbers.
the start of the Champions Trophy, KL Rahul will batting number 6.
That's what I'm saying. So for someone batting at 6, that average, those many runs, sometimes listen, that average looks inflated because you get a few not outs, but the number of runs are less. But if you take a look at number of runs also, he's in the vicinity of everyone else. Leave aside the openers and number 3 who get to bat the most. So I mean, first things first, and this then proves the point, because yesterday when we were talking about the game, we did touch upon that KL Rahul, and we had some users say that KL, I don't know why he's in the team.
Notable performances and all.
I think for them, and we maintain that no, he's been an essential part of this team, and probably that's why you have a situation where there's been no debate as to the first choice wicketkeeper batter for India. You've had debate in T20 format. Many are split, should Samsung be that, or was Jitesh the right guy there, or should Ishan Kishan be that guy? There has been debate happening on that front for a long time. But in ODI cricket, I think KL has head and shoulders, he's been above everyone else and clearly has established himself as the first choice wicketkeeper batter. So wherein now the debate is who should be the backup, whether it's Jurel now or Pant, and that debate happened during the selection, or should you bring Ishan Kishan and so on and so forth. So I think credit to KL Rahul then to have adapted to that position. Remember, he was also predominantly a top order batter. He has had to adjust to come down to that position. So he's been the MVP, which is great news. But coming back to the question, I still think they're very essential. And I think the one thing that this stat proves that it's been an all-round effort from your batters, that you've been this good in ODI cricket in the recent past. Shreyas Iyer, as you pointed out, has also played some very crucial knocks, and it's been an all-round effort. But I also believe that without a Virat and a Rohit, they're not going to be easy shoes to fill, and more so Virat Kohli. I think he is the go to this format. You need someone like him, because it's not always about averages as well. It's also about that hunger to get a lot of runs. It's also about the hunger to be consistent, which he is. And I just reading Alan Donald's comment, he said, I haven't seen a cricketer more hungrier than Virat Kohli. He just wants to keep getting runs all the time. And again, he reiterates the same thing what Sanjay Manjrekar said, that I thought he left Test cricket a bit too soon. He should have carried on this hunger, this desire, which is what, is the admirable quality about Virat Kohli. This is something that we all admire about Virat, is that hunger that he has. But I think that's also needed. And then takes me back. So if you were playing the 2027 World Cup, who in the world would not want to have a Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli in their team. I think the situation at that time was that, instead of including them in the plans, you were looking for reasons to exclude them.
Exactly.
That was the whole issue. My first instinct should have been like, how do I have them, or what situation do I make that I can have these two batters play for me till 2027 World Cup? I think that should have been the first approach. Yes, if I could not find a space, or they were not performing and then I had to push them out, then that's a different thing. But my first instinct should have been, or Indian cricket's first instinct should have been, how do I ensure that they play till 2027? I'm afraid the instinct was,
how do we kick them out?
How do we keep them out of that 2027? And that, whether the selectors were involved, or certain section of fans, or the coaching staff, or the BCCI, I don't know, whoever, but that's the environment I felt, and that is what I found baffling, that when you have two players, why was even the age debate coming into play? How does that matter? Age should come in when there's no performance.
When there's no performance, exactly. If I'm getting the performance, if a Rohit Sharma runs were there even with the earlier weight, and they're there with the present new weight as well, you should have put things into question if the runs weren't there and you wanted to manufacture all those reasons, as you say. You were trying to engineer things at that time. Virat Kohli's fitness and form both were never a question in ODI cricket. You were mixing formats. The only thing, and that's where Indian cricket was guilty just about 4 months back, was that you felt the need to press the reset button when there wasn't a need.
For no rhyme or reason.
Exactly. You were wanting to plan for 2027. That is great. All good teams always plan in advance. You looked at a 2-year window. You said, okay, September 2027. I've got 2 years now to be preparing a robust unit for them. And we don't know about what mental state these guys will be in, what that hunger is going to be like. But if they're showing you hunger on the field, if they're getting you the results, what is it that tells you that they will probably wane off? You can be circumspect about it, but you cannot be manufacturing.
You need to be circumspect as well.
I'm saying, as a unit, as a board, you can be circumspect about it. How? And on top of that, you've added added that condition as well. Okay, they need to be playing.
Some of them were like, I don't know, they were like liabilities in the field or something.
But they weren't exactly. They weren't like non-performing assets on the field. They were performing assets.
But that's why why be
How does it matter if I bought that asset 20 years back?
But why be circumspect in the first place? Okay, let me play the devil's advocate. Many might say that, okay, fine, you have the support staff, or the supporting cast is already there. Maybe if you were to replace Virat and Rohit and get two other established batters, nothing much is going to change in the ODI team. Is that the case? If that is the case, who are the players that you can look at, let's say?
See, there are players there.
There is a Gaikwad you can look at.
I'll give you an example why I asked that question. Let me, in T20 cricket, also they left. But as we realized that as soon as they left, your T20 actually, despite having won the World Cup, went a notch above. Can the same thing happen in ODI, or no? They're still primarily the
not a chance. There's a reason why the T20 game leveled up, is because whilst they went out all gusto in 2024, they also went that way because they knew it was their last shot. Get that and you get the glory. If you don't, you know you're on the way out, because prior to that you spent a year not playing. And even if they did do that, the fearless cricket or that high risk cricket, it's not entirely, at least in Virat's case, definitely not his natural game. Never has been, and I don't think it ever will be. There's nothing wrong with that. Why you could level up?
Though the current ODI cricketer Virat Kohli is showing you
is different, but that's also a mindset.
Hitting sixes, banging from the first.
Even in the IPL.
Actually, this IPL.
Nothing wrong with his form in the IPL either, but in internationals it would always come down just a little bit. The reason you could level up there is because you wanted to reach. You were playing catch up with the world. Everyone was playing risk averse, or not risk averse, risky cricket. You were being circumspect, but you had the players then who could play that brand of cricket. You brought them in, and thereafter you leveled up. Do you have a player who can come close to averaging 80
Think of some, let's say, I don't know.
Maybe a Gaikwad?
Abhishek Sharma comes in place of...
No. Maybe Jaiswal would be...
You could look at Jaiswal. Jaiswal's definitely
Rohit,
in the
Virat,
wings.
Maybe Gaikwad.
Gaikwad scored a century for you batting at 4.
No. And the team wouldn't suffer much.
See, you will never get an identical replacement. It has to be work in progress. You have to... Because it's not like, there's somebody like a... Sarfaraz and all of these guys who scored tons and tons of runs in domestic who are waiting. In ODIs, things are a little different.
Yeah.
as far as my
It's not
talent.
necessarily Abhishek is striking it rich in T20 means he can be good.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
ODI.
Ishan Kishan for that matter.
And for even Jaiswal doesn't have too much of a big sample size in ODI right now. I mean, he's great, but because he's good in Test matches and T20, so
Exactly.
we believe he'll be very good in ODI also.
Yeah.
But there's not enough to really see there.
You do have talent. Again, I mentioned Devdutt Patikal. Guys averaging 80 odd in domestic cricket.
Yeah.
Listed domestic cricket. That's phenomenal. I'm sorry, that's Bradman-esque. 80 in 50 over cricket is crazy.
Yeah.
And the fact that he never gets a look in tells you how intense the competition is. But are you going to then bring in a Devdutt and expect that he'll replicate that form ball for ball? No.
It will be work in
It will be a
progress.
work in progress. It will take him some time as well. Just as it took a Rituraj some time to get going. If you look at Rituraj's international numbers, they're ordinary. He's at that one century, but otherwise his numbers in ODI cricket are middling.
And I agree, no matter how much talent, and that's a fact. I mean, we're talking about players. Let's say somebody comes in. I think it'll be next to impossible to replicate the consistency that Virat gets for anyone. I don't think it. Maybe, they play 5 years of cricket and then they become like that. That also is a big maybe. I don't think you can. But right from the word go, I don't see anybody. That's what we said, that, this whole debate as to ODI being the easiest format. But my point is, Virat makes it look so much more easy, right? He just is like a walk in the park for him because he's so much better, he's so comfortable in that. But I can't imagine anyone, no matter how talented he is in Indian cricket, and there are, as you mentioned, there are tons of talented batters dying for their chances. Can you expect them to be this consistent?
No. Very rare.
No.
And see, one
So
thing
he's
doing it at domestic
irreplaceable
level.
even now, Virat Kohli in ODI.
Doing it in the international level is a very different ball game. Domestic and international, there is a step up.
Absolutely. Even in domestic, to be this consistent won't be easy.
No, not at all. The fact that only a Devdutt could do it tells you. No one else is coming close to that average.
Only if first guy score 1000 plus runs, 700 plus runs in 3 years, 3 different years of the VHT. That's never happened.
Yeah.
You got some comments? Let's hear from our viewers as well. Okay. Steve Ticolo says, Shane, great video done by you on Suryavanshi 100 versus Scotland. Great insight shared in that video. Just one correction, 96 is not yet counted as 100.
I think I would have mentioned or misquoted one of his older scores. That can happen.
But otherwise he's like the...
Complimentary.
Apparently.
Or is it he's being...
I think he's being sarcastic. That's all right. Happens.
You think
I
so?
think so.
Or he could have shared some other great insight.
Maybe. I doubt though. I genuinely do. I genuinely do.
Or you just being modest.
No, I'm not being modest. When I have to say if I've done a very good job, I will say it.
Nice.
Good one.
I like that. Yeah, you should say it. Why not?
This was more of a news video, so I was not putting in any major insight.
Insight.
Okay.
Nice. Steve Ticolo is being naughty. Why don't you come with your real name first things first? Ticolo. Same name which is on your Aadhaar card. Not
That also could be different.
Could be.
No, you should come with that name.
It'll definitely
Real
be
name.
different to Steve Ticolo.
Yeah.
Poor
Then
Kenyan
you might come up
ex-cricketer.
with some again made
No,
up
like-
Indian name.
People can have multiple Aadhars also.
Do they?
Of course.
I didn't know that.
What Delhi crime? Season 3.
And Mr. Tickler is back. This time he's targeting Harshit. Saying that Harshit, the shark example which you gave, he had said about Virat and Dhoni, not Rohit.
Okay.
He said that the VK Dhoni amount, you can get the entire 11, which included Rohit, Sky, etc.
It won't be too different. I can tell you that as well.
Not as much as Dhoni.
No, if it's Virat Dhoni,
Virat
then
Dhoni
Rohit
will
is
be one.
Rohit is a step down. Several,
Yeah.
I may add.
Yeah. He could be the next. And then there are rest.
Yeah. But also, point being again, in Rohit's fund as well, you can get 5, 6, 7, 8 players. Easy.
Sure. That's a valid point.
Easy.
That is true. That is true. Rakesh Bhushan says, naive of Gigi and Ajit to question quality of VKRS. Were they the only one?
Whoever questioned it,
Yeah.
naive.
Yeah.
Naive.
Unneeded. Naive or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unneeded.
And again, unlike a lot of people who may have changed their colors now, we very proudly can say on Sports Day, we believe that you, even when this talk was on before the Australia series, I thought it was
Amateur.
Unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary.
And this isn't even fandom talking. It's the eye test and what you've been seeing in ODI cricket.
Yep.
You cannot be replacing them that easily.
And that's
it's not
why
T20s.
that's why I go back to it that fine, we showed the numbers where everyone is contributing, and of course it is a team game, everyone needs to contribute. I still think without a Rohit Virat, it'll majorly dent your ODI team. It will, certainly will.
Exactly. Rakesh Bhushan back says that Jay Shah, the ICC president, of course, loves Rohit Sharma, so won't be surprised if Rohit leads India in the World Cup.
Oh.
Gill's form is fickle. His captaincy is still apprenticeship level, unfit to lead in the World Cup. But I don't think the ICC president can select the.
That's one point. Though the BCCI works in strange ways. But having said that, I don't think they're going to make that change because one person likes.
The Jay Shah does love Rohit. We saw that clip.
No, but that's not to say that he's not fond of Shubman Gill either.
Or Virat.
Or a Virat Kohli. They're all, I'm sure he is fond of all of those players. But having said that, I think, personally, I'd said it even earlier, that I was very surprised when they even stripped Rohit of the ODI captaincy. I still believe that if you have a captain as good as Rohit Sharma, who's a proven performer, and now, by the looks of it, he will be playing the 2027 World Cup, which I believed in, but now I think the doubters also believe in. And if he's going to be there, might as well utilize him as captain. Yeah.
And you changed his captaincy after technically the last ODI that he had played, which was leading India to a final in the ICC tournament. No, win. Sorry, not even a final. That's like there's one thing being harsh and cold, and there's this.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing if he's retiring, that's a
different matter. But he's not even close to retiring. Yeah. He's fitter now than he's been in like a decade.
Yeah, so that's the one positive. All the negative talk is
he's really lit a fire.
It's given us a fitter version of Rohit Sharma.
I think it also helped Abhishek Nair's fitness because he was the one
having to run with him.
King 007 Dropper is saying that if you look at the players who are averaging 50 plus in tests and having scored minimum 3,000 runs, there's 33 players. But if you look at players averaging 50 plus in ODIs having scored 3,000 runs, 5 players only. Easy as you like.
That's a valid point. That it's not easy.
It's not.
But though, can I mean, let's not compare Test cricket to ODI cricket. Test cricket still is Test cricket. And it's not, you speak to any player who's played the sport at the highest level, he'll tell you that. That includes the king of ODIs in Virat Kohli.
And the prior king in Sachin.
Yeah.
He would also tell you that Test cricket was a different
anyone that you mean. Yeah.
Avi Sinha says that can you pull out the numbers of India wins when Rocco had scored a single digit score? How many games did India win? That'll give a better picture.
No, we can, but then that will be cherry picking. Then it will be like, let's now take out numbers for when Iyer and KL didn't fire towards the end of it.
Yeah, that's a bit unfair.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure they all contributed at different stages. No, that's the nature of the sport. So. Ashish Dhar, VVS's 281, the greatest test innings in 21st century.
These are tough ones, these days.
In basis context, I can see a case for it, but I can't declare it the greatest.
No, who else? It has to be the greatest. You're following on from there on.
From to have gone on won a test. Yeah.
I mean, there is the Kusal Pereira now.
Kusal Pereira, same year.
Ben Stokes,
same year it happened.
But not even close to what VVS did. Phenomenal.
That truly was out of the box.
Yeah, it was incredible. I would vote for it.
Not what we saw yesterday.
I would vote for it.
King 007 Dropper again says, when I look at Ponting win all these ICC trophies, my mind goes to Sachin. To end up with a single ICC trophy in 24 years makes me sad. And he says it's Manjaresque. Manjarekeresque.
But I know you're taking pot shot at him, but what you're saying is also right. I mean, Sachin would have liked to have finished his career with more ICC trophy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's a valid point.
He was looking at retirement after 2007-8.
I know, he's taking a pot shot at Mr. Manjrekar.
But he's not making an entirely invalid
yeah,
point.
it's not an invalid point.
Although,
which you
do
know.
we have to say one? Technically, that Champions Trophy would count, right? The
Shared one. Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
count it if the ICC
No, it is.
counts
It is counted. You're
It is
right.
counted.
It's two.
So
it's
it's
two.
two.
It is two. ICC has given it to you. So
Yeah, and by the way, that means he won the two which were there when he was an active player. He never really played T20, so
Yeah.
not unfair. Of course, he also happened to be unfortunately part of an era that included maniacal Australian teams, and I say that as a
no,
compliment.
also part of an era where India were abysmal in losing games from winning position, and he
Oh yeah.
didn't have much to do with it. And also, let's be honest, and it was also as we realized in 2000 that it was also a time where matches were being fixed.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It's on
That's true.
record. So, and now when you sometimes look at those highlights of some of those games,
You look at some of those dismissals with
yeah,
Sassais.
drop catches and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's very simple catches.
Yeah, that is true.
Medhan Shroff says that in no uncertain terms, yes, we are reliant on Roko.
Straight up.
Okay, like that.
Straight shooting.
Yeah, like that. As crystal clear as one could be. Vedanshis from the UAE.
Ashish Dhar says that Roko is certainly catalyst to India's success story in ODIs.
Yeah, agree. That's what and I think that's a similar sentiment that we share. I mean, you're not putting it entirely on them. It has always been a team effort, but I think it's fair to say that without them, you wouldn't have had such a good record also. Okay. Tikola says, Nicola, disagree with your assessment of formats yesterday. I think ODI is tougher than T20 as you have to balance attack, defend versus hit out in T20. But if you remember, Mr. Ticolo, I didn't really say. I said that is a debate worth having, and there could be arguments made on both sides. And I think that's exactly what I said. But I made one thing very clear, that I will put Test cricket without any doubt at number one, and then you can have an argument over ODIs and T20s. But then I concluded by saying, in the last 2 years, had you asked me 2 years ago, maybe I would have put ODIs ahead of T20s. But now, last 2 years, T20 has evolved so much, it's become ruthless. It's very tough to survive, and the expectations are so high. It's become very high pressure. It doesn't allow you chance to breathe. ODI does at some point.
True.
T20 has become very competitive. Again, it's
Different ways of looking.
Yeah, I'm sure you can have a different opinion. No arguing with that.
I don't know. This will go down as the funniest comment of the year. Or
Mohit
the
Kumar wants
most,
to know how many SC/ST people on your panel.
or the most irrelevant one. I don't know what to attribute this as.
Yeah, but it's okay. You asked us 0. But I know why he's asking that question.
What?
Because recently there's a clip that went viral. There was a discussion, and Yogendra Yadav was there in that discussion, and then it was with
with this thing.
Yeah, with a lot of youngsters.
I know.
And then he said, you keep talking about it. How many people here, and how many people from SC/ST do you represent? He made a very valid point, though.
Yeah.
But we don't pick people on caste. I don't even believe in caste, but technically, since you asked the question, I
workplaces you can't even ask whatever.
You can't.
This is
but I'm just saying we answer everything. We answer critical comments as well. We don't hide anything.
This is
So we answered it.
we haven't done caste survey either yet.
We have not.
And we don't intend to.
Definitely have not.
Karthik says that felicitation of Roko by Jay Shah, his opinion by the way, was also to stick it to Gigi and the selectors' faces. We will celebrate individual success.
That's your interpretation. That's
But it is funny though that it happens to come right now in the middle of a lesson just before you're thinking it's a very random thing.
Yeah.
And people are just going nuts for it.
200th ODI, 150th ODI, something like that.
Nothing. Felicitation for contributions to the game. Why? Felicitations for contribution to the game.
You put them in the box.
That horrible back. What people were thinking with
Yeah.
Freaking Awesome says that the competition has gone down in the ODIs in recent years because Sri Lanka, West Indies, Pakistan are not competitive. England are getting there too. But Sri Lanka and Pakistan are better than England in ODIs these days. Excellent point.
Yeah. England though really struggling
Really
across formats in fact.
Obviously, he was their all format
Yeah.
coach, Mr. Baz himself.
Badge.
Yeah. Sarachandra says that simple funder, what was not broken don't fix it.
Yeah.
Rocco are the only two players who are averaging 50 plus in 10 plus years. They have experience, runs, and are fielding better than ever. It'll be India's loss if they get removed.
Yeah,
I agree.
completely bang on.
Priyanshu is being very mean because he says that when I look at Abhishek, T20 looks easy. When I look at Rocco, ODIs look easy. When I look at Smith, Root Test look easy. Then I watch Manjekar batting, now bowling looks easy. That's very unfair.
Yeah. He was quite a stylish batter. Huh?
Yeah.
He was, I think, someone who cared too much about the
Technique. Yeah,
The
too
style.
too absorbed with the technique. I think
Style was
that's what led to his downfall as well.
Yeah.
Let's show it to our viewers. Please confirm if it is true or not. If this really happened, though the picture is true, but it could have been that the picture was taken before.
Yeah, that second photo also could very well be,
AI. Yeah.
Huh.
I think it is AI.
It is AI
It looks
generated.
a little smooth for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That
he's
sandwich
used
looks a bit odd to me over there.
I think it's AI generated. Yeah.
So don't show it, but this is still funny.
No. I'm just saying it's on social media. It is AI generated. I think. See, that's what AI can do.
Yeah, he's got his eyes somewhere else.
No,
and
I
that-
think it's the same picture they've taken and they've put that. It's just a funny meme. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's get back
The
to
comments.
some questions before we wind up. Okay. We've not taken all, have we?
There's one more that we got. And one on the other side.
Other side. Go to the other side.
Okay.
Bhargav.
Nick sir, you are a tea coffee person. If coffee, can you suggest some idea कि coffee की आदत कैसे छुड़ाएं? I'm having 5 to 6 cups of coffee.
Oh.
Actually, quite honestly, 3 to 4 cups aren't bad. You should have. The only advice I'll give you is that have black coffee. Just get rid of the sugar in the milk. Have lots of black coffee. 3-4 cups is very good. Yeah, and it's not bad. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Very good for the liver.
Very good for the liver. Exactly.
Suhas Jayaprakash says they were discussing so much about India, but in my opinion, South Africa is the team to look out for in the next 10 years. ICC trophy loading for them.
Yeah. So Suhas says that don't ignore South Africa, the team to look out for. I think South Africa has gone through a transformation. They've really upped their game in all formats. And that's why when you were asking about the T20 World Cup, I did pick Australia, India, South Africa as my 3 of my 4 semi-finalists, though we'll do a more informed discussion later. But I agree, South Africa, great resurgence we've seen from them. Okay. Vaibhav Pal is saying if Kohli is left with 3-4 centuries out of 100 after completion of 2027 World Cup, will Virat Kohli play another 10-12 matches for completion of the 100 century target? I'm not sure he will, because if he really cared for so many things, then he would have cared to play a few more test matches and gotten to 10,000 runs. He was so close, he didn't. So I don't think he's really driven by that, but I think his target is 2027 World Cup, post which he will, I think, see what happens. Pramod is saying if Virat Kohli takes rest from today, there is a high chance that New Zealand will win the series 2-1. I'm not sure, but I agree that India's team does dip a bit.
There's a vast difference in terms of the experience.
Yeah. Kumar Prashant says, Nikhil sir, what do you say about the recent Bangladesh statement? Well, I mean, they've said that they have received information from the ICC's security department, which says that ICC's security team has raised concerns about their safety in India. But what we're getting to hear that ICC has also denied it. So we're not going to speculate. We don't know what they have said, because ICC is saying, no, this is not true. What Bangladesh board is saying, that 3 reasons they've been given that basis which ICC security team is not.
There was a little bit of a meeting I heard yesterday. Jai Shah
Yeah,
was
but that
there.
was
The
informal.
ICC operations team was also there.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that I'm not speculating.
Yeah,
Whether TV or
absolutely.
not,
See,
but
things are happening for sure. Like that meeting that I'm talking about, that happened on the sideline. There was nothing official per se about it.
See, what we've gotten to know, there was a meeting that happened on the sideline
Yes.
where I think ICC's next course of action is to have the games of Bangladesh to move out of
Kolkata,
Bengal and then be given to Vadodara.
No, Thiruvananthapuram and
Thiruvananthapuram
Chennai.
and Chennai, into the south. Okay, that's their plan. So that, but what we're hearing from Bangladesh cricket board, because Nazrul, I think their sports representative made a statement today saying no, we're not. Our issue is security threat in India. Changing venue doesn't change anything for us. They said that the ICC security team is also on the same page with us for few reasons. One, they see that there's threat to Mustafizur's security. One, there's threat to fans or anyone who may be wearing a Bangladesh jersey. They are saying that the ICC security team has said that. What we're getting to know from ICC, they are denying it. So again, it's all up in the air.
It's all he said, she said at this point in time.
So let it come out. But I don't see a straightforward solution. I think this is going to get tricky. It will get tricky. I think you're heading for a collision. You're on the collision course right now. And we'll get to know what happens. So I don't want to speculate.
About 3 weeks left for the tournament. Hardly ideal timing.
Yes. In all of this, while as we had speculated, Pakistan has come in support of Bangladesh, said that listen, shift their matches to Pakistan if you want, and we'll host them. So again, as I said, it won't be very straightforward. Whatever happens from here. Anshu Mishra says, Nikhil sir, I will be getting married in some time. I would like to give a wedding invitation card to you, Sidvi, Shane, Harshit. How can I give it? Please tell me. Please send a online card and DM it to our Insta account.
Yeah, Sports Today Official.
Yeah, Sports Today Official is our Insta account. DM it there and we'll access it. But many congratulations, Anshu.
Yeah, congrats.
Many
Big step. You
Lucky
got
girl.
there. You got there before Harshit. That's saying something. You should consider yourself lucky. If Siddharth was here, he wouldn't be congratulating you. No, that's right.
Okay, last two questions. We're going to take Steve Ticolo wants to know, Nick sir, what about dark chocolate without sugar? How many? Hey, yeah, I'm no health expert, but
we do have health experts on.
Dark
I wonder
chocolate.
why so many of these health-related questions are
Dark
coming to
chocolate is also very good, by the way. Without sugar, even better. You can have
because it's a good detoxifier and all
Is there
that.
something on your Instagram that I've been missing?
No. 1 bar a day. You go for it. Okay. You've got Vaibhav wanting to know, question to all. I'm mediocre in English. How to be fluent in English and how can be a part of Sports Today community?
The last part you already are.
Yes, exactly. You're a part of our community. So that's it. And as far as English is concerned, read a bit, speak with, people, watch Sports Today a lot. All of that is going to help you.
It will.
That's it.
Machli ki aankh.
Machli ki aankh. Question to Harshit. Has United become a joke? Also, to me, thoughts on Copa.
Super Copa.
Yes,
A Super Copa. Amazing game, yeah. Amazing game. I have thoughts on the unnecessary red card also that was given, but it's too late in the game. I have thoughts about a United player which we unnecessarily who got the easiest chance to seal the game at 4-2. Why the hell would
You guys were celebrating.
bring him? Why the hell did you have to bring him for Rafinha? I mean, like,
Who's the player of the match?
exactly my point. Like, if I could get Hansi Flick, I would. And I'm not saying it in hindsight. When that substitution was happening, I was like, why?
You have Ferran Torres and Marcus Rashford, two frustrating forwards
Exactly
playing for
my point.
Manchester.
Both frustrate
Very
me no end.
erratic.
And you've removed Yamal and Rafinha for it. And I mean, it's like last 7-8 minutes left. It's not even like 60th minute that you want to save or they're cramping up or anything.
Nothing.
Can I be honest about one thing? They got Rashford, and I don't make much of his skills anyway. But I thought the only logic would have been that maybe you need someone to run around and come back in defense.
He doesn't
He's
run.
the
He
one-
doesn't defend.
He doesn't track back
No,
at all.
But forget that tracking back. He was tired in 6 minutes of play. He was like this on his knees, like holding towards the end. You just come for 6 minutes, yeah. You can't run twice up.
He
and
doesn't
down.
track back. That's
He
been his
doesn't
major
track-
problem
yeah,
at
exactly.
United.
Yeah.
Terrible choice.
And he doesn't have the output. Like if you're like a Ronaldo, Messi,
Where
and you
is
don't
the
track
output, I
back.
want to
Exactly,
know?
that's my point. He doesn't have the output to justify that not tracking back.
He is, see, in his chances, he's very
Don't take it personally.
No,
now
no,
he's
no.
not
He
part of
himself
the
was
team.
But
glad
yeah,
that
exactly,
Rashford
because
left.
again, he gave you one season 18-19 goals. Next season he's struggling to get a single strike.
Oh, no. I'll give you context. He got those 18-19 goals when he was angling for a new contract.
Yes.
Got the contract,
And
became useless.
Nothing happened after that. And player of promise, promising player, talent, potential. You heard that for too many years.
I seen none of that.
You've got to be prolific and not profligate. He's more profligate than prolific.
Good game though, yes.
Also,
Good
the
fun,
funniest
very
part about
exciting.
yesterday's game was Arda Güler.
Ah.
After the match, and it sums up Real Madrid right now. They're going for the fight and then he slips on a bottle.
Yeah.
He slipped on a bottle trying to kick it. And I'm like, that's Real Madrid right now.
No, but they played well. It was a good game, close game.
They played well
Yeah.
because
I think some chances.
It wasn't.
Barcelona
I just saw the first half, and it wasn't as one-sided a first half as I thought it would
Yeah.
be.
no, the first half was very
actually, it was,
even.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was. It actually was one-sided till that last crazy 5 minutes. What happened there is absolutely crazy. Anyway, the other part.
No, we're not talking about that. One whole night I've done that this morning, texting people.
Has United become a joke? Listen, United, Chelsea are in the same boat right now. Both of us are jokes. That's a fact.
Team placed 5-6, don't have. By the way, interestingly.
No, we have a manager. Let's not.
Yeah,
go there.
now you do. Yeah,
Yeah.
4 days back, 5 days back, he was missing. But interestingly, last 2 Premier League managers of the season, or manager of the month,
Have both sacked.
are both sacked. Yeah, so.
Maresca and Amorim.
Maresca and Amorim. So.
Because both angled for it also.
Yeah, but with United, I don't see them signing. I think Carrick now has also emerged as a front runner of sorts.
I love United becoming an old boys club.
You're not. I like.
And
the
get Roy
strategy
Keane
that
in while you're at it.
You're not hiring somebody right now on a permanent basis because
Who is available?
Exactly. You're waiting now for the World Cup, and so much will change. So much will. Then contracts expire. Maybe an Ancelotti is available. I think his contract is down to just till that time.
There are two managers being linked.
Nagelsmann. There are new names. that
Please
are
get
gonna be-
Nagelsmann. That'll be good.
That'll be something, Now, anyway, you're looking at the shortest season since 1941, and there's only so much to salvage. But extremely infuriating and not worth losing your sleep over. But people like me do that.
We still do it.
Yeah.
Wait a couple of days. Chelsea will be playing Arsenal in the Carabao semis. I know we're going to lose those, but I will lose sleep over it, won't I? Always happens.
Yeah.
We hope and hope.
Okay then. On that note.
Bye bye. Tada, Nandri, Shubhratri. More stuff coming your way. Plenty of stuff already.
And eat your vegetables and don't trouble your mother. And of course, subscribe, please. Please do that. Bye.
Little request.